Greetings and welcome from JTech. We are the company that works with your district and many other school districts in the state on the Medicaid Match Program. My name is Jack Hedgecock. I'm one of 3 consultants with the company to provide this training. The goal today is to make sure that staff members understand the proper filling out of the form and why it needs to be filled out in such a manner to help you understand the activities and the proper narration that is needed to make sure that the district passes any possible future audits and that it passes any monitoring by DSHS. We want to make sure all of these things are in good order so that we don't have any problems in the future. As we prepare for this training, we recommend that all staff members have a couple of things in front of them. Number one is they have a copy of the time study form, so they might make any notes for the future. They have a copy of the Quick Start Guide, which they should be referencing on each time study day as a quick referral process. And all staff in a training should sign in on the staff sign-in sheet. Moving on down, you'll see the next area is 5.8, Transportation for Non-Medicaid Services, scheduling or arranging transportation not in support of Medicaid-covered services such as social items, vocational or educational programs, activities, field trips, something like that. You would put your time down there under 5A, and you would not need a narrative description. Okay, so let's go down to 5B. Since this is a reimbursable activity, we'll need to have a narrative for this. 5B, scheduling or arranging transportation to Medicaid-covered services. There are Medicaid transportation brokers for every county. They provide multiple types of transportation assistance. Encourage clients to contact their broker and see what options are available for their community. If they arrange transportation for a medical appointment through a county broker, the correct narrative description would be arranged or scheduled transportation for Medicaid services. If you happen to be in an area where the Medicaid transportation is not available, this is going to turn into a 9B activity to where you are continuing to work with the client to access medical services, and under 9B the correct narrative for this would be assist client with a health referral. Continuing on down the form, Code 7A, Program Planning, Policy Development, Interagency Coordination for Non-Medical Needs and Services, improving the coordination, delivery, planning for non-medical services, such as social, vocational, state-mandated child health screening, development for all school-aged children. This is normally done by administrators, counselors, and school nurses, perhaps, and special ed people. Regular staff, certificated teachers, and classified staff, unless it's in your job description, you are not going to use the 7A or the 7B activity. That is restricted, as I said, to counselors, health nurses, administrators, or special ed people. Under 7B, if you are one of those categories, counselors, health people, nurses, administrators, special ed, and you're working with the program planning, policy development, and interagency coordination for delivery of Medicaid health services or any services, any medical services, improving coordination, delivery, planning of medical, mental, dental, chemical dependency, and counseling for medically related services. This is a 7B activity. Your narrative description would be something to the effect of improving coordination or delivery of medical services. Now, this is usually to a large group of people in the district. If you happen to be working with an agency on a single student, that's going to be a 9B. The 7B is restricted to, again, that group of counselors, health nurses, administrators, and special ed people. Progressing on down the form, Code 8A, training for non-Medicaid related services such as improving delivery and referral to non-Medicaid services like IDA and Child Find. Again, if you're doing those activities, please record them. No narrative description is required. Moving to Code 8B. Improving delivery and referral to Medicaid-related services, early identification and referral for special health services like EPSDT, and other early childhood medical services. Staff need to understand about the medical services. Again, we'll refer to the Quick Start Guide. What is Medicaid? All of those medical services under the Medicaid umbrella, doctor visits, dental care, checkups, counseling, eyeglasses, hearing aids. All of those services are important for staff to understand and to know how to data accessed so they can move on with that information to parents. The proper narrative description for this, when staff have been trained, is train staff with Medicaid information. Also notice under Code 8B, it talks about training staff on how to fill out the time study sheet. This should be listed under Code 10, not under 8B. When you train staff how to fill out the time study form, note that the time should be a minimum of 7.5 minutes, 7.5 consecutive minutes to qualify for the tick mark, and it is okay or appropriate to use the Quick Start Guide for the training material. But again, it must last at least 7.5 minutes to qualify for the tick mark under Code 10.